Доброго дня, шановні колеги та партнери. Раді вас вітати на нашому останньому вебінарі в рамках освітнього курсу для фахівців, які працюють з елементним аналізом. Сьогодні ми будемо говорити про лінійку чистої хімії. Для початку трошки розкажемо за традицією про нашу компанію та компанію Milestone, яка є виробником обладнання в рамках нашого вебінару. Отже, наша місія – це розкривати потенціал новітніх технологій задля здоров'я та безпеки нації. Компанія АЛТ є одним із найбільших постачальників сучасних комплексних рішень для лабораторій різної спеціалізації та закладів охорони здоров'я. Ми постачаємо обладнання та витратні матеріали, проводимо сервісне обслуговування та методичну підтримку користувачів та реалізуємо великі загальнонаціональні проекти. Наша компанія є на ринку з 2008 року. Забезпечуємо клієнтів повним супроводом від підбору рішення до його впровадження та подальшого обслуговування. Маємо сертифіковану систему менеджменту відповідно до ISO 9001 2015 року. У нас працюють спеціалісти топ-класу, які постійно розвиваються та підвищують свою кваліфікацію. Маємо розвинену інфраструктуру, власну логістичну службу та склади. Оскільки для нас є важливо, щоб ви отримували якісне обладнання, а також реагенти, ми маємо склади з різним температурним контролем. Тому ви можете бути впевненими, що всі реагенти, реактиви, витратні матеріали та обладнання, які ви отримуєте, зберігалися в правильних умовах, а тому забезпечать вам точний та достовірний контроль. Зараз пару слів про компанію Milestone. Вона була заснована у 1989 році і знаходиться в місті Бергамо в Італії. Має представництво та ексклюзивних дистриб'юторів по всьому світу. В них працюють фахівці та інженери, які проходили навчання на виробництві. Також Milestone має локальні склади запасних частин та витратних матеріалів у багатьох точках світу. Запатентували більш ніж 50 розробок і встановили більше ніж 25 тисяч одиниць обладнання. Сфери застосування обладнання Milestone досить різноманітні, від агропромисловості, напоїв, харчової промисловості, косметики до геохімії та металів. Повний перелік ви можете бачити на цьому слайді. Рішення Milestone охоплюють мікрохвильове розкладання, аналіз ртуті, чисту хімію, мікрохвильове озолення, екстракцію та синтез. Сьогодні ми будемо говорити про лінійку чистої хімії, яка включає в себе системи очищення кислот, системи автоматичного дозування реагентів та системи автоматичного очищення за допомогою парів кислот, які покращують робочий процес, забезпечують безпеку оператора, мають високу надійність та автоматизацію. АЛТ Україна є постачальником обладнання Milestone більше 10 років, а з 2023 року ми є ексклюзивним дистриб'ютором на території України. Дякую вам за увагу до моєї презентації. І на цьому слайді ви можете бачити QR-коди, за якими можна перейти для того, щоб продивлятися, наприклад, наші вебінари на Ютубі, бути в курсі всіх новин у Фейсбуці, LinkedIn, а також в Телеграм-каналі. Будемо раді вас бачити, якщо ви доєднаєтеся до наших соцмереж. І зараз я своє слово передаю Камілу, який є директором з розвитку бізнесу та маркетингу компанії Milestone.
Thank you.
Camilo, please, your word.
Thank you very much, Karina. Sorry, I didn't understand. Well, good morning to everybody, to all our friends from Ukraine. My name is Camillo, and I am with the company Milestone since the beginning, since 1991, so over 30 years ago. I met with ALT the first time 2 years ago. We met with Lilia Petruk at Analytica, which is an exhibition in Germany. And so we started talking about the possibility of working with ALT. And then I met with Lilia again and Marina in Poland, because that was the easiest way to get a meeting in Krakow. So at the time we had a beautiful meeting, and I got a nice gift which I still keep on my desk, and I hope you can see this is the gift that I got from Lilia and Marina, and I think it is the symbol of freedom for your country, and we endorse these values very much. So we decided to work with ALT from that meeting. And then last year, Lilia, Marina came to Bergamo, to our headquarters for a training. So they have been fully trained. And yes, 2 years later, I have to say that we are very, very happy with the partnership that we have with ALT. Because, you know, we always plan for long term. And we aim really for many years ahead with ALT. They have proven to be professional, committed, really taking care about our customers. So we are very pleased with the relationship. So making my history short, it's a great pleasure for us to have to be part of this webinar. We hope that it will be useful for you. And we also hope that the next time we can do some seminar in your beautiful country again. So for the time being, I really welcome you to this meeting, and again, thank you for joining us today for this webinar about clean chemistry. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Camilo. I will say some translation. Some translation Yulia is typing into our comments, and I will say like some conclusion from your speech. Отже, ми дякуємо Каміло за його презентацію, про те, що він розповів про нашу співпрацю компанії АЛТ та Milestone. Так як ви бачите з перекладу, який написаний в коментарях, Каміло дуже б хотів завітати до нас до України і провести всі вебінари наживо. Ми дуже сподіваємося, що це скоро буде можливо. І надалі Джан Пауло, фахівець компанії Milestone, розповість про лінійку чистої хімії. І також нагадую, що ви можете писати свої запитання в чаті українською чи англійською мовою, як вам буде зручніше. Українські питання ми будемо перекладати, відповіді з англійської також будуть перекладати. Отже, презентація Джан Пауло.
Welcome everybody in this new Milestone event. My name is Gianpaolo, and in this last presentation, I will introduce you our clean chemistry line. Basically, the clean chemistry line includes all products that are anyway important for the sample preparation for trace metal analysis. We will see systems for purification of the acids and system for the cleaning of glassware and vessel used for the digestion. Before to have a look to the technologies that we have, let me give you an introduction of the importance of the sample preparation, especially the sample preparation in our days in the modern laboratories, where labs normally works with ICP systems to do the analysis, even atomic absorption, but where basically the important target is to reach very low level of detections. New labs are looking to decrease the limit of quantification of the methods, basically having new technologies that allow to reduce the detection level for the analysis. This is mandatory for different type of laboratories that works with in different fields, and it's not always easy to do, because when you want to really reach the low level, when you want to really do a trace metal analysis, you have to consider different important things that could interfere, that could generate interferences during your sample preparation and analysis. Of course, you have to be careful about external contaminations that could come from the lab, from the operator, of course, but even from the acids that you use and for the glassware that you use for dilution, preparation standards, and everything. Then you have to be, of course, you have to adopt methods and technologies for a good sample preparation that we have seen in the last presentations. Microwave digestion system allow you to have the complete digestion of your samples, and this of course reduce the matrix effect. Remember that sample preparation influences the analysis, and it's important to have good technology also for digesting your sample. And then of course, it's very important for all labs to maintain a good productivity. So what it's important is to have a high quality level of analysis, and together with this, maintain a very high productivity. And this is the main challenge for all analytical laboratories. Having said that, if we, of course, in this presentation, I speak about only the sample preparation, but if we focus on the sample prep, we can see the sample preparation as a process made by different steps. There are steps that all of them has an impact on the final analysis. So the steps include the addition of the acids, then the digestion, of course, the way how you handle your vessel, the way how you close the vessel. Then steps that include also the filtration, if you need to do a filtration, of course, and steps that are related to the cleaning, how you clean your vessel, how you clean your vials. This is important because cleaning methods has an impact on the quality of digestion and on the productivity. So it's important to find suitable approaches for all these steps that allow you to maintain high quality for the analysis and high productivity. And Milestone gives solutions for all these steps. In this specific presentation, I focus only on the ultra pure acids and the vessel cleaning, because in the other presentations, we have already seen all the other steps, especially when we focus attention to the microwave digestion and the reagent handling, and some words about the vessel handling. But then in this presentation, I want to speak only about ultra pure acids and the vessel cleaning technologies. So let's start from the acids. And acids are normally used for the sample preparation. If you want to analyze elements, you have to digest your sample. If you want to digest your sample, you need to use some reagents. There are different types of reagents you can use, of course, but normally, if you have a microwave system, the most common reagents used to digest samples are nitric acid, hydrochloric acid, and in some cases also hydrofluoric acid. These are very strong acids that are normally used to destroy the sample in order to have a liquid solution that can be analyzed with atomic absorptions or ICP systems. And all acids that you use have an impact. I mean, the quality of the acids that you use have an impact on the detection level of your analytical system. There are different types of acids. I mean, different type of purity of acids. You can find high quality purity acids and then low quality acids. Of course, if you do analysis using low quality acids, then the detection level that you obtain during the analysis is higher compared the analysis working with high purity acids. The purity of the acid depends about the amount of contaminants that are inside the acid that you are using. And normally, if you are working to trace metal analysis, trace metal, I mean ppb level, the recommended acids to use is a medium high quality acid. That has an impact on the cost of the analysis because high quality acids, it's quite expensive, especially when you have to do a lot of samples per day, has a big impact on the cost of the final of the analysis, let's say. And it is important to have a look to the quality, but also to the cost of these of the acids that that can be an important things to consider in a laboratory. So having said that, consider that it's possible to purify the acids. So how is possible to do it? The first way, the traditional way for purification of the acids is a traditional distillation. So you boil the acid and then the vapors goes up. As you can see in this picture, the vapors goes up and can be recollected in another separate flask. This is a good way to distill and purify the acids, and this is the way how the big producers of high purity acids do the purification, basically. This type of distillation, of course, allow you to obtain a high purity acid, but it's not, let's say, perfect, because anyway, some elements, some aerosol pass into the vapor phase and then contaminate the purified acid. So the quality of acids that you obtain, it's better than from the starting acids, but it can be much more better. And you can improve the distillation by running a sub-boiling distillation process. This way of distillation is quite different because instead of boiling the acid, we heat up only the surface of it. And then these gentle heating generates some vapors that are free of contaminants because the contaminants stays into the liquid phase. And the quality of the acids that you obtain is much higher than running the traditional distillation process. This is the technique that we have on our systems. We have two units, the duopur that you see also here, okay, that has two boilers and allow the simultaneous distillation of two different acids, and the subclean. The main difference of these two equipments is that this is used for purification of hydrochloric and nitric acid. This is entirely made in Teflon and allow you to purify hydrofluoric acids if you need. Okay, how it works. As I said, both systems, now in the video you see only the duopur, but also subclean works in a similar way. So both unit works with the sub-boiling distillation. So basically, as you can see, there is a boiler where we load the acid. Then there are some heating elements that heat up the acids and are recondensed by cooling fingers that you see here. And then all drops are recollected in a separate flask. This is a good way to obtain new and clean acids directly in your lab. So you have a system that produces high purity acids in your lab. You just you can purchase the cheap acid and then produce a high cost acids in your laboratory. Of course, the productivity is not big as you can imagine, but later I will give you more details about productivity of the system. Anyway, I want to give you some data. Of course, the results are influenced by not only the quality of the acid, but are influenced by also the analytical system used, the type of laboratory, and many other parameters. But this is just to give you an idea about the performance of the system. So these data are from a study made by one of our users that works with nitric acid. And he bought this acid that is at ACS grade, that is a good grade of quality. But this customer required to reach a purity of acids that is equal or lower than the method detection level. This is the method detection level, and this is the acids that they normally purchase. And they want, of course, to reach that values in order to satisfy the analytical process. They have a dual-pool system, and they perform a double distillation. What does it mean? It means that they run a first distillation, then they collect the acids, and they repeat as they do a second distillation of the acids. This is a very effective way, especially if you need to obtain an extremely clean acid. And as you can see, the results are pretty good for mainly all the elements. The yellow results that you see, as you can see, are very high compared to the method detection level that they need. And now, sorry, but this is the right slide. You can see that the detection level now are much, much lower. So what does it mean? It means that basically, starting from these acids, this is the new high purity acids that they obtain. And as you can see, are below the detection level. And of course, can be perfectly used for their purposes in the lab because we are much lower than the method detection level. There is an exception for tin, just because they have unknown contamination in the lab, but this is another story that maybe I will tell you in a separate webinar. Okay. What about the productivity? Consider that the sub-boiling distillation, it's a gentle evaporation, it's a gentle eating of the acid, so the evaporation is slow. And of course, the distillation process is not super fast. But if you work with a microwave system in your lab, normally you don't use liters of acids every day. And then the nice things of this unit is that you can prepare the amount of acids that you need for the day. Anyway, just to give you an idea about the productivity of the dual pool, the distillation process is 15 ml per hour. Normally we set the system to work under this productivity, okay, in order to have a good quality of acid. So you can produce 50 milliliters per hour for each boiler. For hydrochloric acid, normally we set the productivity at this value of 32 ml per hour. Of course, you can increase the productivity, as you can see in this table. Increasing the productivity, you decrease the quality of the acids because you are reaching the boiling of the reagents, and as you have seen before, you are from the sub-boiling distillation, you are getting closer and closer to the traditional distillation. Anyway, you obtain a good acid, you can increase a little bit the productivity, But normally what we recommend is to stay, for a good quality acid, is to stay with a productivity of 50 milliliters per hour for nitric acid and 32, 35 milliliters per hour for hydrochloric acid. Now, another important concept is related to the amount of acid. Yes, the distillation is not super fast and the productivity is not huge, but consider another important point. When you buy a new bottle of high purity acid, every time you open the bottle, you are contaminating your acid. With these technologies, you can produce the amount of acids that you need for the day. So if today I need to work with 100 ml of nitric acid, I produce 100 ml of nitric acid. And in 2 hours, I have my clean nitric acid that I can use for the lab without any possible contaminations that you can perform during the work with the handling with the acids. In this slide, there is a very interesting study that we did. We did this study on water. Consider that water is more used than acids, and contaminations of water is more critical, let's say. But it's interesting that in just one day, from the morning, in the morning, the average of contaminants in the bottle are at 74 ppt level, and at the end of the day, the amount of contaminants increase up to a range of 368 and 2,600 ppt. This just in a day. So imagine in a week or in a month of use, where every time you collect the acids. So the contaminants can be quite big. So duopole system, it's a double distillation system. You have 2 boilers. Of course, you can decide to have one and then in future to upgrade it with a second one. And the system works in simultaneous. The boiler works simultaneously. The cooling is made by a water chiller. The system that you see in the lab here, for example, it's used for hydrochloric acid in this boiler and nitric acid in this boiler. And they work simultaneously. Then we have also the sub-clean. The sub-clean is suitable for nitric, hydrochloric, and hydrofluoric acid because it's entirely made in Teflon. But of course, it's only one boiler. So at the end, you have to, if you want to switch from nitric to hydrochloric, you have to clean the boilers before to add the new acids. So we have 2 different configurations, two different choices. This is the cooling of the acid. The distillation is made by a water cooling system. This is made by a air cooling system. So the productivity of this, it's slightly less than this one. But anyway, we have 2 systems that allow you to purify the most common acids that normally laboratory use. Okay, let's move to the cleaning methods now and spend a few words about this procedure. I don't know what you normally do in your lab when you have to clean the digestion vessel, or when you have to clean even the glassware that normally used for standard preparations or to collect the sample. But the most common way used is the soaking method, where simply we place the glassware and digestion vessel into a nitric acid bath, and we leave it overnight under fume hood. Let me frankly say you that this way of cleaning, especially if you are looking for trace metal analysis, is not really effective, especially on plastic materials like Teflon vessel, normally used for the digestion. Because this cleaning stays at the room temperature, and then this basically reduces the cleaning effect. And then, of course, this type of cleaning is very long, and then expose the chemist, expose the user to the acids. And even your fume hood, the fume hood that you use, it's constantly exposed to acids, and you can have a risk of corrosions of the fume hood that can contaminate your sample during the work. So I would say that be aware that there is another way of cleaning the vessels. And by the way, if you want to clean the digestion vessel, you can use your microwave system. So you can load inside your vessel the nitric acid, just a few ml of nitric acid, and start a microwave program. Anyway, if you're looking if you're looking for a method, for a system that clean out not only the digestion vessels, but also the glassware of your lab, be aware that there is a technology that uses the acid steam cleaning. What does it mean? It's basically a big vessel, later I show you, where inside we have nitric acid, and we have a heating element at the bottom of it. On the top, here we have a plate, and there are some small tubes, and on tubes we put the beakers, we put the vessels, we put the dilution flask, whatever you need to purify and to clean. During the run, the heating element starts, then the nitric acid is heated up, and all the vapors goes up and enter inside, goes into the vessels. Then the vapors recondense, and by drops, you have the cleaning of the surface of the vessels. This is a very good way of cleaning because we have vapors, and then it is much more effective than the conventional way of cleaning because we work at higher temperature than the room temperature. And the process takes 1 hour, 1 hour and a half. We have a system that do this, that you see also here behind me. The name of the system is Trace Clean, and it is designed to purify all type of glassware components and whatever you need to purify. I want to be very clear that this system is not a dishwasher. This system is something more. I mean, this system is designed to remove impurities. So it's designed to allow you to reduce the detection level of your lab. What does it mean? It means that basically you can, clean your glassware in a dishwasher machine. After the dishwasher, you can purify the glassware using this system. That way, you are 100% sure that you have no any contaminations of your sample when you use that flask. Here there are some data of cleaning using different type of Milestone vessels and vials, quartz vials or Teflon vials, and as you can see, we are in a very low range. I mean, the blank obtained are very, very low. So this system is designed for purification of acids, glassware and materials that are in contact with your samples. The acid that you used is recondensed, so you have not to change the acids after each run. I mean, you just you just run the system several times, and then when you see that the level of acid is decreased, okay, you can add some extra acids, or you can replace this acid with a new one. And don't worry, because of course the impurities from the glass and from the vessels goes into the bottom of the system, but the vapors are always clean for the concept that I explained you before when I introduced that system, that when you heat up the acids, the impurities stays into the liquid and not in the vapor phase. So how to work with the system? Basically, you just load the vials, and then you start the program. So it's basically, I can show you. how it works. Very briefly, I switch the presentation so you can see a little bit better, but basically this is the unit. Okay. There is a big vessel here that allow you to load the nitric acid. For the loading of the nitric acid to the bottom, there is an external pump. So you have some bottles where you load the acids. The acids can be even not high purity acid, is not necessary. And then by the pump, you load it directly to the bottom of the vessel. And then here we have the Teflon tubes that I want to clean. You just put the tubes here, or if you want to clean other glassware, you can do it. After that, you simply press this and then close it. Of course, after the run, there are some droplets of acid that needs to be removed. You wear the gloves, then you remove the vessels, and the droplets of acid needs to be removed before the use of the system and the materials. I switch on the presentation again. And just to conclude, we have seen in all these days, not only today, different type of products, and all products are designed for specific purpose of the sample preparation workflow. Consider the sample preparation not as only the digestion. Of course, the digestion is important, it's one important step, but it's not the only one step. The type of acids, quality of acids, how you handle the acids, how you close your vessel, how you clean your vessels, all these steps are extremely important in order to have reliable data and to maintain a high productivity of your laboratory. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for your attention. And now I leave the word to you. If you have any questions to ask, I'm more than happy to answer to all of you. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you, Gianpaolo. Зараз ми переходимо до сесії питання-відповідь. Gianpaolo, can you hear me?
Okay. Yes.
It's time to Q&A session, and we have several questions in our chat. So I will read a question in Ukrainian, then translate to you in English, and then translate back.
Thank you.
Yes, okay. The first question is it possible to get ACS grade of acid from technical grade?
Yes, it is possible. It is possible because the duopur system, it's, I mean, the quality of acids that you obtain from a duopur system starting from technical grade acid, it's a little bit better than the ACS that you normally buy. This thanks to the sub-boiling distillation, because big producers normally produce these acids with boiling the acids, with traditional distillations. With the duopur and sub-clean, you can do it with sub-boiling distillation, and then the quality of acids is much better. So the answer is yes.
Mm-hmm. And how long it takes? I think it's not only one cycle, it's more.
No, it takes, consider the productivity. Okay, you can load in one boiler half liter of acids, and the productivity for a good quality of acids is 50 milliliter per hour.
Mm-hmm. So it's from technical grade to ACS grade, It will be 50 ml.
15 ml per hour, yes, correct.
Okay, thank you so much. Translation.
Yes.
Отже, переклад. Можна отримати з хімічно чистої кислоти, навпаки, з технічного класу до хімічно чистої. І при продуктивності системи 50 мл на годину можна цього досягти. І це забезпечується завдяки можливості субдистиляції кислот, тому що зазвичай виробники отримують такі кислоти просто дистиляцією. А так як тут інша технологія, трішки покращена, то є можливість очищати навіть технічну кислоту до хімічно чистої і навіть до особливо чистих кислот, ультрачистих, але це просто займе більше часу і потрібно буде більше продуктивності системи. Okay, next question. This was in webinar, but let's repeat it again. Is there any acid left in labware after cleaning?
Yes, yeah. Yes,
sorry.
No problem. Yes, there is some acids left in the glassware after the cleaning with the trace clean, and there are two different approaches. The first one, you can simply wait to reach the complete dryness of the vessel. This increases the time of the cleaning. So instead of taking 1 hour, maybe it's 1 hour and 40 minutes, if I remember well. The other approach, it's faster. So you simply, after the cleaning, you don't wait to dry, you remove the vessel, but yes, you have droplets of acids that needs to be removed by deionized water. And this is normally what I do in the lab, with deionized water, and then I use it directly for digestion, dilutions, and what else.
Thank you. Отже, переклад. Кислота залишається. Трішки ми затронули цю тему у нашому вебінарі. І зараз Джан Пауло повторив і трошки детальніше розповів про це. Насправді так, кислота залишається, але це у випадку, якщо ви не хочете очікувати, поки система запустить цикл сушіння. Тобто ви можете або, наприклад, годину очищати свій посуд лабораторний, і тоді ви отримуєте посуд з невеличкими краплями кислоти, яку можна прибрати за допомогою деонізованої води, або ж ви запускаєте програму, яка включає також сушіння. Це може зайняти на 15 хвилин довше, але в такому випадку після очищення посуду парами кислоти також запускається процес сушки, і ви отримуєте вже чистий посуд без кислоти висушений. Okay, next question. How many labware can be cleaned by one cycle, and will it be suitable for 44 vessels?
Good question. Thank you for this. On the plate of the trace clean, you have 20 positions. The 20 positions can become 60, depends about the configurations. We have different tubes that allow you to move from 20 positions up to 60. If you have to clean glassware or small vessels and parts, you can load 60 vessels, no problem. If you have for example, 44 positions of the digestion of the Maxi 44 rotor, in that case, it is possible to place up to 30 vessels per time. So normally what we recommend is to split the rotor, and while you are cleaning 20 vessels, you use the other 20 for the digestion. This is the approach that normally it's used.
Thank you. Так, отже, переклад питання. Як багато посуду можна очищати за один цикл і чи поміститься 44 автоклави? Є різні конфігурації системи. Це ми зараз говоримо про систему Trace Clean. І можна очищати від 20 до 60 ємностей, наприклад. Це залежно від того, що саме вам потрібно очищати, частини вашого спектрометра, такі як пильник чи автоклави для мікрохвильової системи. Ну і якщо ви працюєте з системою, яка має 44 автоклави, то вам було б зручніше, наприклад, придбати систему на 20 позицій, і тоді, поки ви працюєте з 20 автоклавами, якщо вам цього достатньо, 20 очищаються. Але також ви можете очищати і всі 44, і навіть там до 60 позицій посуду. Наступне питання. Посуд з якого матеріалу можна очищати? Next question. And this is the last question for this time. Maybe somebody will ask something during your answer. And rubber from what material can be cleaned by Trace Clean?
You can clean everything that can resist to acids. So I give you my example. Usually in the lab, I clean vessels for digestion, but I also clean glassware, conventional glassware for dilutions. I clean small caps that are in polypropylene. I clean quartz vials. So everything that is not corroded by nitric acid can be cleaned. There are some users that use the Trace Clean to clean the torch of the ICP system and the parts of the ICP. So really, you can clean whatever you need that, of course, can handle nitric acid and is not damaged by the nitric acid.
Thank you. Отже, відповідь на питання. Ви можете очищати посуд з будь-якого матеріалу, який не пошкоджується нітритною кислотою. Це може бути що? Може бути поліпропілен, наприклад, і будь-які віалки з звичайного скла, з кварцу. Також це можуть бути пальники, як я вже говорила, до ICP спектрометру. Тобто можна очищати будь-що, що не буде розвиватися під впливом кислот. We have no more questions. Maybe you would like to add something important for our audience for today, in general about elemental analysis.
I just want to point out that elemental analysis is not an easy job. We know that. There are a lot of tasks, a lot of things to know, but rely on the expertise of the local representative and on the companies that produce the systems as Milestone. So you have a good, let's say, consultant that can really help you to do a proper analysis with the proper equipment and with the proper methods, because it's always a combination of good hardware and good methods. So we are available for any help you need in future with our products. Maybe too long for a translation, but sorry for that.
Thank you so much. I will translate your speech. Отже, Джон Пауло хотів також додати про те, що елементний аналіз є нелегкою справою і є дуже важливим як про підготовка до елементного аналізу, так і вибір систем. І Milestone завжди думками поруч з вами І сподіваємося, що колись все-таки вони зможуть до нас приїхати і провести вебінари офлайн. Тому, якщо у вас є якісь питання, ви можете задавати їх нам, і вся команда Milestone може допомогти з відповідями і підбором рішень для ваших конкретних задач. Okay, we have not too long webinar today as the first one with some technical issue, but very good connection with our audience. And I would like to thank you for all these webinars. It was really good activity. And we've got many of great feedbacks, and people are very grateful for this possibility to hear from you, directly from you, about Milestone, about your equipment. And I hope we will have a lot of interesting activities in future, and we will be happy to have you in Ukraine, of course, when the situation will be good. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you, Marina. Thank you, Julia. Thank you to all the participants. I think, as Gianpaolo said, the quality of your analysis is as good as the sample preparation. So I think it is important to invest in understanding the sample prep. It's really not about selling a piece of hardware. It's about sharing some expertise and some knowledge. And I think this was the aim of this series of webinars that we did in the past few weeks, for which we are very thankful to you all. And of course, we are very thankful to all our friends that joined us. And we look forward for more events like this or in presence in the future. Thank you. It has been a great pleasure to do it. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Grazie. Grazie mille.
I will translate a little bit for our attendees, and then we will say bye to each other once again. Отже, Каміло хотів подякувати вам всім, і Камілу, і Джанпауло, за те, що ви були присутні на наших вебінарах. Ми сподіваємося, що будемо зустрічатися з вами ще і онлайн, і офлайн. Бажаємо вам гарного дня, мирного неба, всього найкращого. Якщо у вас будуть якісь питання, звертайтеся і, будь ласка, переходьте з нашими QR-кодами для того, щоб приєднатися до нас в соціальних мережах і знати про всі новинки, акції і так далі.
А я ще додатково додам, що ми будемо дуже раді, якщо ви нам також напишете теми, які вас цікавлять. І ми спробуємо підготувати для вас навчальний курс або окремі вебінари на ті теми, які вас найбільше цікавлять, щоб ви отримували максимальну користь від того, що ви співпрацюєте з нашою компанією і відвідуєте наші вебінари. Ви можете залишити ваші теми в будь-який зручний вам спосіб, написати нам на емейл, в наші месенджери, залишити це на нашій сторінці в Фейсбуці, обирайте будь-який зручний спосіб для вас. Дякуємо за увагу.
Дякуємо. Це була Юлія, наш найкращий маркетинг-директор компанії, який також допомагає нам організувати ці вебінари. Отже, всім гарного дня та до побачення. Thank you, Camilo. Thank you, Gianpaolo, again, because Julia said something for our attendees as well. And I hope to see you and have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you very
You
much.
too.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao. Bye.
Ciao.